Hey guys, what's up? In this video I'm going to be showing you how to do ramped slow motion in Adobe After Effects CS5. I'm going to be explaining this as though you're new to the software, so if you're aware of how the software works and stuff, don't think I'm talking to you like you're stupid. I'm just making this very clear to people who might have a problem because they're new to the software. So you're going to go over to the project window over here, right click and click New Composition. You're going to be allowed to name it. I'm just going to leave it Composition 1. Your preset can be whatever you want. I have it on HD. You're going to have your frame rate and resolution. Make sure your resolution's on full. Duration, I usually keep it around 30 seconds just to make sure it's long enough for the one clip that I want to ramp. But if you have a longer clip, make sure it's at least a little bit longer than the clip you're ramping. Click OK. Then you're going to go over to the project window, right click, and go to Import. Go to Import File. And I believe I'm going to ramp this clip. It's just K doing a front feeble. And you're going to drag the clip down to the timeline, which is right down here. Now, when your clip comes up on the screen, it probably will not look like this because I film in regular high definition quality and then I render it back out to HD. So if your clip looks like that, you can stretch it out however you want, but you might not have to do that, just so you know. Okay, so now you have your clip. Go to your clip right here, right click, go up to time, and then enable time remapping. Then you should have this little window thing that pops up. It's going to say time remap. Make sure that's highlighted. And then this button right here, it's going to say live update. It should already be checked, but make sure it is, because if it isn't, it's going to make your editing a lot more difficult to work with. I'll just show you what it does. When you move it, you're allowed to see your clip as you drag it. But if you uncheck it, you don't, and you have to kind of move it and guess. So make sure it's checked. And then before anything else, this is where people usually screw up. Go to Graph Editor right here, and right click and make sure Edit Speed Graph is checked. Because if it is not checked, your ramp slow motion will not work, and I will promise you that. A lot of people that have tutorials on this don't mention that, but I'm telling you right now, make sure it is checked. Let's get out of Graph Editor. Then what you're going to do, you're going to follow along your clip, and if you're doing ramp slow motion for skateboarding like most people do, you're probably going to want to start the ramp right before he either pops or lands on a grind. If it's a grind, it's best to do it right before. And then you're going to see this little diamond over here. It's a keyframe. You're going to add one. So click on it. Then you're going to go to, I usually go right before the trick is landed. So right there would be good. Add another one. Then you should have your two keyframes. Then you're going to go to Graph Editor. And you're going to see these squares with little dots on them. And then the line after the last keyframe, click on it and it should highlight like that. Press Shift and drag it along. The further along you drag it, the slower you can make the clip. The less you drag it on, it won't be as slow. So I'm going to leave it like right there. Then you're going to press Shift and grab onto these little dots. Move them around. A basic ramp would just be moving them back up to the top and moving them side to side until it's like a perfect little rampy thingy. And then you're going to, let me just fix that. Then you're going to go up here to the preview window, RAM preview, press it, and it'll render out. And then you're not going to hear audio because it's through my headset, but I'll show you the clip at the end. So right here. Okay, well that was a pretty basic ramp, but if you want to get a little bit tricky, you can move the dots anywhere, however you want it. You can move them down, sideways, or whatever. It's best not to make it too slow, because when it gets too slow, it kind of doesn't really look good, I guess. But yeah. So I'm gonna just mess with it a little bit. Alright, and then you're going to brand preview again. Alright, so now you have your ramp slow motion. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go up to composition, go down to add to render queue. This is also a very important step in the ramp slow motion. You're going to go to best settings and make sure the quality is on best, resolution's on full, all that stuff. Then when you go down to, you're going to go down to output module. It's going to say lossless. Click on that. Then it's going to come up with all these settings. Most importantly, make sure audio output is checked. And then you're going to see a format that says AVI. It's a good format, but it takes up a lot of space on your computer. So I recommend using QuickTime. So if you have QuickTime on your laptop, then might as well just render it in QuickTime because it won't take up as much space, and the quality is pretty much the same. Then go to output 2, and you can render it out to wherever you really want to. Go to my videos, and I'll just save it there. So now it's all good. Just press render, and you're good to go. So I'm going to let this render out, and then I'm going to put the clip at the end of this video. So yeah, that's how you do ramp slow motion in Adobe After Effects CS5. More tutorials to come, and I hope this helped. Any questions, I'll be happy to answer.